Hi everyone, I'm Mary from Susan's family. Today, I'm going to show you the EnvyFlower Elegance Bouquet Romantic Bellflower style. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for the susud.com website to view it. The bouquet is made up of small bouquets and wrapping. The making method for each small bouquet is the same. We have a separate video for explaining the wrapping part. This video will only cover the method for making a single small bouquet. Here, I'll take one of the styles as an example. The small bouquet is divided into the flower section and leaves. First, make each part separately, then assemble them together at the end. Let's start with the flower section. The flower section includes flower fabrics, the calyx, and pistils. Crochet the flower fabrics and the calyx first, then assemble the flower section. Because this yarn is special, the flower fabric is crocheted using variegated yarn. Different color segments will produce different crocheted effects. You can choose the colors you want to crochet based on your preference. This type of yarn is also not easy to undo. You can use old yarn at home to practice while following the video. Other yarns can be crocheted normally. The flower fabric uses the magic ring method and is crocheted in rounds. The stitches used include chains, single crochets, slip stitches, SC2-in-1, SC2 tog, half double crochets, double crochets. Now, please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Before you start crocheting, let's learn the basic posture for crocheting. To make it clear for everyone to see, I will demonstrate using thick yarn. Colors are random. For specific yarn, color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. First, start with an adjustable magic ring. Wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass it through between your middle finger and index finger. Then pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Place it underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise once, forming a loop on the hook. Use your left thumb and middle finger to pinch the crossing point of the loop. Make sure the loop is large. Place the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Make a chain to start. Yarn over. Draw through. One chain is completed. Keep pinching the loop, maintaining its size unchanged. The adjustable magic ring is now done. Next, we'll work on the first round. Start with a chain as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This chain does not count as a stitch. Then work the single crochets around the ring. The method for single crochet is hook into the magic ring, yarn over, and draw the yarn through. There will be 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, and draw through all the loops on your hook. One single crochet is now completed. At the top right, there is a V shape formed by 2 yarns. This is the stitch of a single crochet. Continue working single crochets. Hook into the magic ring. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. The second single crochet is now completed. For the first round, work a total of 6 single crochets. Continue to finish the remaining single crochets. Three, 4, 5, 6. After that, close the magic ring. Pull the yarn tail. Tighten the center of the piece. Pull tight. Because the yarn is special, please go slowly when closing the ring. This way, the ring is now closed properly. Next, find the first single crochet stitch, and work 1 slip stitch. Hook into the stitch. Yarn over, and draw through all loops on your hook. Slip stitch completed. The braid on the upper right is the stitch of slip stitch. It does not count as a stitch. You need to tighten it. This way, the first round is complete. Move on to crochet the second round. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Next, you need to make a SC2 in 1. That is, work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Here, place the starting tail above the hook. Weave it in as you go along. One stitch. Two stitches. And that completes one SC2 in 1. Continue with another SC2 in 1. Hook into the stitch. And make 2 single crochets. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tail. The second SC2 in 1 is now complete. The pattern for this round of crochet is to work SC2 in 1 into the stitches from the previous round. Next, continue in the corresponding stitches using the same method. Complete the remaining SC2 in 1s. Now I've completed the last SC2 in 1. Let's check the stitch count now. One stitch represents 1 single crochet. Start counting from the stitch below the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 stitches in total for this round. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Tighten. The second round is completed. Next, let's differentiate the right side and the wrong side. You can see that the texture on the right side is clearer, while the texture on the wrong side is more blurred. Always keep the right side facing you while crocheting. Now let's move on to the third round. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Then make 1 single crochet. After completing it, work a SC2 in 1 into the next stitch. 1, 2, SC2 in 1 completed. For this round, alternate between single crochets and SC2 in 1s. We call this pattern, increase every other stitch. Continue with this method all the way until you finish the round. I've now completed the last SC2 in 1. Next, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. The third round is complete. Now let me show you how to count the rounds. Each of these little bumps represents one round. 1, 2, 3. This means you've crocheted 3 rounds. After finishing the third round, move on to the fourth round. For the fourth round, crochet a single crochet in each stitch evenly. Please complete this round on your own. I've now finished the fourth round. This is what it looks like after completing the fourth round. Next, start with the fifth round. First, make 1 beginning chain to start. Then work 4 single crochets evenly into the next stitches. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. 3 stitches. 4 stitches. After completing the single crochets, you need to work a SC2 tog. Next, I will demonstrate the method for decreasing. First, crochet an unclosed single crochet. Hook into the adjacent stitch on the left. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. This completes 1 unclosed single crochet. Continue with the second unclosed single crochet. Insert the hook. Yarn over and draw through. The second unclosed single crochet is now done. At this point, there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all loops at once. 1 SC2 tog is now complete. We call this pattern, decrease 1 every 4 stitches. After completing it, continue to crochet 4 corresponding single crochets. Next is another SC2 tog. Let me demonstrate the method for the SC2 tog again. Crochet 2 unclosed single crochets in sequence. 1, 2. Yarn over with the hook. Pull through all loops at once. The second SC2 tog is now done. Follow this method to complete the rest of the stitches. Finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. The 5th round is now completed. For the 6th round, work a round of single crochets evenly. In the 7th and 8th rounds, work the corresponding number of single crochets, SC2 in 1 and SC2 togs. Refer to the pattern and continue crocheting all the way down to the 8th round. Don't forget to finish with a slip stitch and pull tight at the end. You can now complete the rest on your own. This is what it looks like after finishing the 8th round. Let's start working on the 9th round now. First, work 2 chains. Next, you need to crochet 1 half double crochet. Note that it should be worked on the left side of the slip stitch from the previous round. This means you skip the first single crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the adjacent stitch on the left. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Now you will have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again. And draw through once. This completes 1 half double crochet. Next, you need to work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Now you will have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over once more, and pull through the last 2 loops. This completes 1 double crochet. After finishing the double crochet, continue with 1 chain. Next, you need to work 1 slip stitch. Insert your hook under the 2 strands of yarn, at the base of the chain. yarn over. Draw the yarn through in one motion. Note that this slip stitch should not be tightened. This will create a pointed corner. Next, work 1 double crochet and 1/2 double crochet into the left stitch. Yarn over, insert into the stitch. Yarn over and draw through twice. One double crochet is now complete. Continue with 1/2 double crochet in the same position. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through the loops once. The half double crochet is now complete. After finishing, continue with 2 chains. Next, pick the left stitch and work 1 slip stitch. For this round of slip stitches, there's no need to tighten them. This will not be repeated in the following steps. We'll count the 2 chains from the starting position, all the way to the completed slip stitch, as 1 small petal. Moving forward, just repeat crocheting the small petals. Now continue with the second small petal. Start with 2 chains. After finishing, crochet 1/2 double crochet and 1 double crochet into the left stitch. Then work 1 chain. 1 slip stitch. One double crochet. One half double crochet. After completing, continue with 2 chains. Then, another slip stitch follows. The second petal is now completed. There are a total of 5 petals in this round. Everyone can follow this method until the last petal. Now I have reached the final petal. Pay attention to the slip stitch of the last petal. Slip stitch into the first single crochet from the previous round. After completing, secure with 1 chain. Break the yarn. Use the crochet hook to weave in the ends on the wrong side. That concludes the entire flower fabric. Next, let's make the calyx. The calyx is also crocheted in rounds using the magic ring method. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Note that the yarn for the calyx is different from the flower motif. Everyone, please take the corresponding yarn. Here, to make it clear to see, I will still demonstrate with a different color yarn. Start with a magic ring. To make it easier to assemble later, leave about 25 centimeters of yarn tail before starting the ring. That's the magic ring completed. Next, work 1 single crochet into the large hole. Start with 1 chain to begin. After completing, work 4 more chains. Then locate the second to last braid. It's this spot here. Pick up the top loop and work 1 loose slip stitch. Slip stitch completed. You will need to work another slip stitch next. Again, pick up the top thread and hook. The second slip stitch is now complete. There is still 1 chain left. Pick up the top thread and work 1 single crochet. Now all the stitches on the chain are completed. We started with the first single crochet in the chain ring. Consider the stitches we've completed so far as one group. For this round, repeat this group. There will be a total of 5 groups. Now continue with the second group. Hook into the chain ring, and work 1 single crochet. After completing the single crochet, continue by working 4 chains. Starting from the second chain from the hook, pick up the top loop 1 by 1. Work 2 slip stitches. And 1 single crochet. This completes the second group. Keep crocheting using this method all the way until the last group is completed. I have now finished the last group. Next, secure the loop. Then find the first single crochet stitch. Work 1 slip stitch. Pay attention, the slip stitch at the ending position needs to be tightened. After completing it, secure with a chain. Tighten. Break the yarn. Weave in the ends on the wrong side. Then pull the reserved yarn tail from the center of the calyx to the right side. Up to this point, the calyx is done. With the calyx completed, let's now assemble the flower part. Take 3 pistils and a piece of thin wire. The length of the wire is marked on the chart. Here, I've already cut it. Bend the wire. Thread the pistils through the wire. Fold them in half as well. Use the needle nose pliers to pinch the thin wire tightly. Twist it 1 or 2 times. This will secure the pistils in place. Then take the 2 pointed ends of the wire. Insert them through the center of the first round. Continue by threading on the calyx. Insert from the back side of the calyx. Tidy it up a bit. Here, you need to secure the calyx and the flower piece together. Apply a little glue. Pay attention, don't need to apply too much. This will secure it well. Start wrapping downward. Before wrapping, apply a little glue below the calyx. After wrapping a bit of distance, apply more glue onto the wire. This prevents the yarn from loosening. Here we need to wrap about 3 centimeters. Continue wrapping downward. When you reach the end, apply some glue. Cut the yarn. Pinch it tightly. This completes the flower section. Everyone can finish the remaining flower parts using the same method. After completing the flower part, let's move on to making the leaves. We will start from a foundation chain and work around for the leaves. While crocheting, you need to add thin wire. The new stitch method used here is HDC 2-in-1. Below, please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Before crocheting, take a piece of thin wire first. The length of the wire is marked on the chart. I've already cut it here. Set it aside for later use. Next, we'll start casting on. To make it clear to see, I will demonstrate using a different color of coarse cotton yarn. For specific yarn and color schemes as well as hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. First, let's cast on. Wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass it through between your middle finger and index finger. Then pinch the yarn tail with your left thumb and middle finger. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Position it underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the hook. Use your left thumb and middle finger to pinch the crossing point of the loop. Place the hook to the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten. Be mindful not to make the loop on the hook too tight. This makes it easier for continuing the crochet work. Now, start crocheting a chain. One chain is completed. This V-shaped loops represents one stitch. Continue crocheting chains. Refer to the pattern for the number of chains required here. I have now finished the required number of foundation chains. The foundation chain is now complete. After completing, start with one beginning chain. Then locate the second chain from the left side. It's right here. Pick up the top loop of the chain and make a slip stitch. Insert the hook. Take out the thin wire. Place the wire above the crochet hook, below the yarn. That completes one slip stitch. The thin wire is now woven in. When crocheting, leave a section of the thin wire on the right side unworked. Continue crocheting downward. Pick up the top loop of the chain. Make one single crochet. Pay attention to wrapping the wire. That completes one single crochet. Crochet one chain downward. 1 half double crochet. For this row, pick up only the top loop for crocheting, and make sure to wrap the thin wire throughout. There will be no further repetition of the instructions. The half double crochet is complete. Continue with one chain. Next, do 1 HDC 2 in 1. That means crocheting 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. 1. 2. The HDC 2 in 1 is now done. After that, make one chain. Everyone, follow the previous demonstration. Refer to the pattern and keep crocheting until you reach the last stitch position. Pay attention and don't miss any chains. Now you've reached the final chain spot. Similarly, pick up one strand of yarn and crochet one single crochet. After completing it, make one chain. Then do one double crochet. The insertion point for the double crochet is same as the single crochet. After finishing the double crochet, make one chain. Next, do one loose slip stitch. Use the hook to pick up 2 strands of yarn like this. Slip stitch completed. Tidy up the thin wire. Bend the wire. Continue with one chain and one single crochet. Note that the insertion position for the single crochet is still in the same spot. This completes the top corner position. Now we move to the other side. When crocheting this side, place the thin wire and the starting yarn tail together above the hook. On the adjacent chain, pick up these 2 strands and work one single crochet. This is the same insertion point as the single crochet on the other side. Be mindful not to crochet at the very top. Continue by picking up 2 strands in the adjacent spot, and work 1 half double crochet. The stitch patterns on both sides of the petal are symmetrical. Let's turn it to take a look. Here we have a single crochet and a half double crochet. On the opposite side, there should also be a single crochet and a half double crochet. You can use this method later to check if any stitches were made incorrectly. Follow the previous demonstration and continue crocheting all the way to the last single crochet of this row. Now I've completed the last single crochet. Next, pick up on the left side and work one slip stitch. This slip stitch should also be symmetrical with the previous one. Then join with a slip stitch into the braid off the first slip stitch. Pull tight. Secure with one chain. A small bouquet has 2 leaves. For one of the leaves, there's no need to leave yarn tails. For the other leaf, leave about 2 meters of yarn tail before breaking the yarn. Here, I'll just break the yarn directly. You can ignore the yarn tail here. That concludes the method for making the leaves. Follow this method to crochet the rest of the leaves. Don't forget to leave the yarn tails. After completing the leaves, it's time to assemble the small bouquet. I'll demonstrate the method again using this style. A small bouquet consists of 2 leaves and 6 flower parts. Note that the exact quantity may vary depending on the wrapping. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific making method. First, take out the flower parts. Then get the leaves with long yarn tails and the thick wire. Place the flowers and the thick wire properly. Here, the height of the flowers left on the outside is about 2 centimeters. You can also adjust this freely. Next, align the bottom of the leaves with the thick wire. Apply glue on the thick wire. Now start wrapping with the reserved yarn tail from the leaves. After wrapping a short distance, apply glue again. This will prevent the yarn from unraveling. While wrapping, make sure the thick wire doesn't show. Wrap for about 3 centimeters and then add another flower part. Again, leave about 2 centimeters unwrapped here. Continue wrapping for a bit more distance. The length here is not fixed. You can adjust it freely. After reaching the corresponding position, add flower parts and leaves without yarn tails. The wrapping method remains the same. Make sure to pull tight while wrapping. Note that after wrapping a certain distance, you should apply glue. Repeat this process to wrap the remaining 3 flower parts as well. Now you can see that I've already wrapped the last flower part. Continue wrapping downward. Apply glue at the end. Hold it tightly. Tidy up the shape. This way, one small bouquet is completed. Finish making the rest of the small bouquets. Up to this point, the tutorial for this belt flower bouquet is complete. If you have any unclear parts while crocheting, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.